Alright, so, like I've done with Talmud, I've done with the Egyptian Book of the Dead. Haven't really gotten very far with that one yet, but I like to explore other people's faiths. This is probably the most controversial thing to me in the entire Book of Mormon. And we're going to read what is currently put out, and then we're going to go read the history of this last verse, okay? So, chapter 30 is about converted Gentiles will be numbered with the covenant people. Many Lamanites and Jews will believe the word and become delightsome. Israel will be restored and the wicked destroyed. About 559 to 545 BC. Okay. And now behold, my beloved brethren, I will speak unto you, for I, Nephi, would not suffer that ye should oppose that ye are more righteous than Gentiles shall be. For behold, except ye shall keep the commandments of God, ye shall all likewise perish. And because of the words which have been spoken, ye need not suppose that the Gentiles are utterly destroyed. For behold, I say unto you that as many of the Gentiles as will repent are the covenant people of the Lord, and as many of the Jews as will not repent shall be cast off. For the Lord covenanteth with none, save it be with them that repent and believe in his Son, who is the Holy One of Israel. And now I would prophesy somewhat more concerning the Jews and the Gentiles. For after the book of which I have spoken shall come forth and be written unto the Gentiles, and sealed up again unto the Lord, there shall be many which shall believe the words which are written, and they shall carry them forth unto the remnant of their seeds. And then shall the remnant of our seed know concerning us how that we came from Jerusalem, that they are the descendants of Jews. We are in. Don't forget these golden plates he translated this off was found in upstate New York. And the gospel of Jesus Christ shall be declared among them. Wherefore they shall be restored unto the knowledge of their fathers, and also to the knowledge of Jesus Christ, which was had among their fathers. This is the controversial verse. And then they shall rejoice, for they shall know that it is a blessing unto them, for the hand of God and their scales of darkness, and shall begin to fall from their eyes, and many generations shall not pass away among them, save they shall be a pure and delightsome people. Okay, so that last one I just read. Listen. And then they shall rejoice, for they shall know that it is a blessing unto them, for the hands of God and their scales of darkness shall begin to fall from their eyes, and many generations shall not pass among them, save they shall be a pure and delightsome people. Let's go down to the original. And then they shall rejoice, for they shall know that it is a blessing unto them from the hand of God, and their scales of darkness shall begin to fall from their eyes, and many generations shall not pass away among them, save they shall be a white and delightsome people. Alright, just so everyone knows I'm not making this up, here we are at Google. So, in Mormon history, the mark of Cain was a past, discredited belief linking dark skin to a curse used to explain why black men were barred from the priesthood. This teaching tied Cain and Ham's descendants justified racial segregation, but was officially ended by 1978. 1978, that wasn't even 50 years ago. Revelation removing priesthood temple restrictions for all races, with the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints now disavowing those past racial explanations. That's really convenient that God changes doctrine every few decades, So their historical beliefs, early LDS leaders, including Joseph Smith and Brigham Young, taught that black people were descendants of Cain and Ham and bore a curse, dark skin, that excluded them from the priesthood. Interpretations of the Book of Abraham were used to link Ham's wife, Egyptus, to the Cain's lineage, making black skin a sign of this cursed ancestry. Another teaching suggested black people were neutral during a pre-mortal war between God and Lucifer, leading to their less valiant status and the curse. The mark was seen as a visible sign of the divine displeasure and was interpreted as a protective mark, preventing Cain from being killed but also marking him as cursed. Okay, here's the end of the restriction. I'll end with this. The official declaration, too, ended the priesthood and the temple ban for black men, saying that all worthy men could receive the priesthood regardless of race. The modern stance is that the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints no longer teaches these past explanations, actively disavows them, and promotes anti-racism, emphasizing that race is not a barrier to salvation or temple blessings. I'm simply just going to read 2, maybe 3 Bible verses. So, in Deuteronomy 4:2, do not add to what I command you, and do not subtract from it, but keep the commands of the Lord your God that I give you. Okay. So now, Revelation 22:18-19, I warn everyone who hears the words of the prophecy of the scroll. If anyone adds anything to them, God will add to that person the plagues described in the scroll. And if anyone takes words away from the scroll of prophecy, God will take away from that person any share in the tree of life and in the holy city, which are described in this scroll. So, I mean, apologists of the faith will say that revelations are changing throughout times, that the Bible was mistranslated. What other excuses do they have? There's a way to walk around every single verse that literally discredits the Book of Mormon for what it is. And then if you compare simple Freemasonry with the temple ceremony in the LDS faith. Even today, it's definitely not close, but it's similar. Not as close as it used to be, but it's still very similar. And from what I've seen on YouTube from ex-Mormons is that it's like a regular church every Sunday until you get to that temple, and then all of a sudden you're like, that isn't my faith. And I would have never, ever, ever looked into the history of Mormonism because I thought Mormonism was a super old religion, that they practiced polygamy back in the day, and that they didn't do it anymore. I had no idea about the FLDS. I didn't know anything about Joseph Smith. I signed up to go to church because there was an ad saying, want to go to church together? Sign up. I didn't know it was for the Mormon church. And I almost went, and they were talking about baptizing me before I even met them, just texting. And I had to do research before I even went. And all the research, like I said, pointed to the fact that it is like a normal church service, even comparable to, say, a Baptist church service, which I was grown up in. But there's no secret ceremonies that you're waiting and have to be honorable about. You don't have to wear special underwear. And all of the marks on the underwear are Freemason, or I should say Masonic. So, if you know who the grand architect of Freemasonry is, you should know who the grand architect of those temples are too, if you know what I'm saying. That's all I'll say. But that, I hope, proves, Mormonism its theology is completely different than Christianity. It's completely different. The premortal war that we were all a part of, and you curse the people with dark skin that didn't pick a side. Come on now. That is literally the most racist way of explaining people with darker skin. And then they tried to act like they were abolitionists. I hope I'm saying that right. Get rid of slavery. But in reality, he was taking Native American wives and slaves, and the only reason they got rid of polygamy was because in 1801, the president would not make them, the Utah, an official state of America which they were now surrounded by, unless they disavowed polygamy. And that's when the FLDS and other sects broke off. And since then, basically, Mormonism, or Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, has been trying its hardest to be a regular church. Just you started because everything was wrong, but now you mimic it, except for your sin. It's just so weird to me. It's weird. If there's anyone that can explain any deeper to me on a personal level, I would love to hear your experience. If you grew up that way, or you converted, or anything, I would love to hear your experience on it. Holler at me. dapperN@gmail.com. That's dapper, DAPPERN @gmail.com. Holla.